I thought today I would do an exercise with you, perhaps even a meditation, on how we imprison ourselves in the concept of a theater of space-time and causality. We think we are squeezed into the volume of a body and the span of a lifetime, and that in a way is very imprisoning, because when you think you're squeezed into the volume of a body and the span of a lifetime, then it feels that there is just this life as we assume it exists, starting from a fertilized egg to an embryo to a zygote, to an embryo, to a baby, to a toddler, to a young teenager, old teenager, young adult, mature adult, old adult, all the way to dusty death. Here, now, and gone. As the Buddha said, this lifetime of ours is transient as autumn clouds. To watch the birth and death of beings is like looking at the movements of a dance. A lifetime is like a flash of lightning in the sky, rushing by like a torrent down a steep mountain. All the fears that humans have are around basically the transient nature of our so-called existence. And of course, the fear of old age, infirmity, and death. So let me share with you 3 assumptions that I think you will realize, I hope, are incorrect assumptions, even though we assume them. Okay, we think they're real. The first assumption is that we are inside our body. Okay, and this gives us the experience of space. So space begins when we assume we are inside a body. Second, that there is something called linear time. And so my second assumption here that humans make is that time is real. But I'm saying time begins when we start thinking. Space begins when we assume we are inside a body. Time begins when we assume thinking. And causality begins when we assume limitations. I'll repeat those 3 assumptions. Space begins when we assume we are inside our body. Time begins when we start thinking. And causality begins when we assume limitations. Let's critically examine this and first then see if there's any validity to these assumptions. Okay. Space begins when we assume we are inside our body. So what do we mean? I am inside my body. What is the I am that is inside my body? I am always is awareness, the potential for experience. Okay? I am is always awareness. So now put your awareness inside your body. Okay, feel the sensation in your body. And where are you? Of course, you're inside your body. Now look at an object in the distance, or look at your screen. Where are you? Where your awareness is. Put your awareness in this space between your fingers. This space is connected to intergalactic space. So where's your awareness? Inside your body, outside your body, here, intergalactic space? The answer is awareness is formless, borderless, and therefore infinite, and therefore has no particular location. neither inside the body nor outside the body. It appears wherever you put your attention on. So the assumption that you're inside your body is an assumption. Okay? There's no one inside your body. There's no little Deepak somewhere here or here looking at the world through these eyes. In fact, the experience of Deepak is in awareness. The experience of Deepak. My experience of Deepak is in awareness. Your experience of Deepak is in awareness. Awareness engulfs this body and all the objects around you, everywhere. So you are not in your body, okay? And so the experience of space that we normally have, it's me and objects are there, is an assumption. What about time? Well, is there time, the experience when you're fast asleep, when there's no body experience, there's no mind experience, particularly no experience of mind, no sensations, no images, no feelings, no thoughts. Time is not there. Time is also not there when lover and beloved become one, when seer and scenery become one, when knower and known become one, where subject and object become one. In fact, subject and object are co-arising in every experience of awareness and co-subsiding. So time begins when we start thinking, and our thinking is the conditioned mind, of course. And then causality begins when we assume limitations, because in the non-local realm of being or awareness, there's no cause effect. There's just entanglement, superposition, interconnectedness, inseparability, singularity. Okay? So I hope this convinces you that the whole concept of space-time and causality is a concept and nothing to do with reality, and it's based on misinterpretation of perception. So let's do a little meditation to kind of complete this understanding. Begin by finding a comfortable position, gently closing your eyes. Take a few deep breaths, allowing your body to relax with each exhale. Inhale, exhale, relax. First, consider the idea that space begins when we assume we are inside a body. As you breathe, imagine the boundaries of your body dissolving. Feel the space inside you merging with the space beyond the boundaries of your skin. Realizing there's no true separation. Let go of the notion that you're confined to your physical form. You're not. Your physical form is confined in your non-local, formless being. Okay. Now, reflect on the concept that time begins when we assume thinking. Notice your thoughts as they arise like clouds passing through the sky. Allow them to drift by without attachment. Experience the presence in which these thoughts come and go. And notice that the presence itself is timeless, where past and future lose their significance, and only now, timeless now, exists. And finally, contemplate the idea that causality begins when we assume limitations. Consider the limitless potential of your being unbound by perceived constraints. Recognize that limitations are constructs of the mind, the conditioned mind, and right this moment, you're free from all constructs. You're free from the constructs of the conditioned mind. Just stories. Now reflect on these ideas. Embrace the sense of unity and boundlessness these ideas offer you, an opportunity to embrace the sense of unity and boundlessness. And when you're ready, gently bring your awareness back to your surroundings, carrying this sense of oneness with all there is as you navigate the perceptions of space, time, and causality, knowing that they are magical lies. Well, I hope this helps, because if you really understand this, then you go beyond the constructs of birth, death, and the fear of old age, infirmity, death. You also stop identifying slowly with your ego identity. You identify with fundamental reality, which is your formless self. You stop grasping and clinging, and you stop recoiling from that which is impermanent, and you realize that death is another construct based on false and provisional identity. This is freedom, instant, and it's very joyful. Okay, my friends, if you want to engage with me, you can engage all the time in 4 languages by going to digitaldeepak.ai. And also, if you want to use digital technology, AI, to elevate your spiritual intelligence, the opportunity is there in my book, which is called Digital Dharma: How to Use AI to Elevate Spiritual Intelligence and Personal Well-Being. Take care, my friends.